everyone! Welcome to episode 28 of Otome Shimai.
I'm Vki.
And I'm Vika.
And we are sisters who play Otome games.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 28.
Hey Vika.
Yes?
Guess what?
What is it?
We have a new subscriber.
We do?
Yeah.
What? What does that mean?
It's my therapist. Anyways.
How did you find that out?
She asked about the podcast and I told her what it was and she subscribed to us and so, yeah.
Does your therapist play Otome games?
No.
Oh, lovely. Well, at least she's doing the research.
Yeah.
Where does she listen?
I don't know, actually, but there are a lot of different places that you can listen to our podcast, and with some of them, you can give ratings, you can subscribe to us. Mm-hmm. Somewhere that recently started letting podcasts be rated.
Where?
Spotify.
Oh, that's right. I know we used to be able to do ratings and stuff on Apple Podcasts, but Spotify never let you do it.
No, you can do ratings on Apple Podcasts. We have a 5 out of 5 right now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
But with Spotify, they only recently started letting you do ratings of podcasts specifically. So if you listen to us on Spotify, please go ahead and give us a rating.
We would greatly appreciate it.
We would. We also won't be able to see what our rating is until at least 10 people rate it, so...
That's okay. We love any kind of feedback.
We do. We love feedback. We love interacting with you guys. We really appreciate all of our listeners. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for tuning in week after week, month after month. It has been nearly a year since we started the podcast now.
Yes, that's right. We will be 1 year in April.
That is really exciting.
That's super exciting.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Piofiore. In Lineup and Size Up, ranking the LIs of Piofiore.
Pipifire?
Pipifire! It's Piofiore, thank you very much. Not Pipifire.
Really? Then why do you always call it Pipifire?
It's not Pipifire, it's Piofiore.
Yes, I know, but you don't say that normally.
I do say that.
When?
Pipifire.
Exactly.
Piofiore! Oh, no. Anyways, we are talking about the LIs of Piofiore today. But first, who are you doing this week?
Alice!
Yes, it came out finally, and now we are here in this place where we can talk about the crazy that is the country of spades.
Yes, Spade no Kuni no Arisu, or Alice in the Country of Spades. I've been waiting for so long for a new Alice game to come out. I think the last one came out in 2014.
This was when you were still in Japan.
Yeah, I was still living in Japan. Yeah. And so I got the new game as soon as it came out, but then we were busy doing other stuff. So I'm finally playing it, and I am working on Quinn Silver, who is a new character for this game.
This new weirdo.
He is a unicorn pope.
Yes, he is a unicorn and a pope, and neither of those things do his character justice.
No, he's all of these characters are really messed up. I'm not sure how big of a fan of Quinn I am. He's got kind of a poker face. He's definitely kind of got the cold, mystery man vibe going on there. And you know me, that's not really my thing. Yeah. But we will see. I'm just excited to be back in the world and trying to figure out what's going on. In Alice in the Country of Spades, what this game is that Alice has lost her memory. So she's obviously been in Wonderland for a while because a lot of the other characters know who she is and have history with her. But she doesn't remember any of them. And she also, her memories of her past life are kind of fuzzy, too. So she's just kind of trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And it's a really interesting twist on things.
But it doesn't change her personality.
No, it does not change her personality, which is really interesting considering an episode that we did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, everyone, amnesia does not change your personality.
It does not change your personality. Anyways, who are you doing?
I am not really doing a who, but I'm more so doing a what. I started playing Dairoku, Agents of Sakuratani. Yeah, and I'm not actually going through anyone's route. I just started to kind of play the prologue. We were trying to figure out what games we should do for our next reviews and chews, and Dairoku was one on the list. So I said, well, you know what, let me try the prologue and see how I like it. To be honest, I think it's a really interesting story, really interesting lore, really interesting background. I don't quite see a lot of the romance aspects in yet, and from what I've heard from the community, a lot of other people have said something similar. So who knows? Not sure where we'll go from here.
Yeah. And eventually I'll play it too. I own it. I've owned it for a while. I've got a lot of backlog just sitting on my shelf.
This game is definitely up my alley with like the Oni and the supernatural stuff. I love it. And voice actors.
Vika loves Ayakashi.
Great voice actors.
Vika loves voice actors. It's so funny because you started playing the prologue and you started calling the characters by the names of like other characters in Otome games that the voice actors have also voiced.
Yeah, there was a point where I sent you a screenshot and I was like, we were doing an introduction in the game, and I was like, hi Leo, meet my boss Orlok. Because the voice actor for Leo and the voice actor for Orlok plays two characters in Dairoku.
And this is the type of text messages that we send back and forth to each other all day, every day.
Yep, it's a great life. Anyways, we are done talking about who we are doing this week, and now we're going on to the main topic.
Yes, we are going to be ranking the LIs of Piofiore in 6 different categories.
6 whopping categories.
Yes.
What are the categories?
The categories are character design,
personality,
adaptability,
2 kinds.
Yeah, life skills,
and survival skills.
Best match for MC,
and best at the overall job.
And best at the overall job is going to be kind of an interesting one, and we'll tell you more about it when we get to that. Also, we took away battle skills.
Yeah, in Collar Times Malice, we did a who is the best Five Guys Battle Royale, we'll call that. We are not doing battle skills in this one.
Yeah, there is already a lot of fighting in Piofiore. Most of the LIs go toe-to-toe with each other at some point in the game, so it's kind of like we already got most of those answers.
Yeah, we really want hypotheticals here.
Yeah.
So today's all discussion. Should we just jump in and start with character design?
Yep, character design.
All right, what's our ridiculous question this time? Because I know you have ridiculous questions prepared.
I mean, for character design, it's always the same ridiculous question. Would I bone this man based on looks only?
Okay. Would I bone this man based on looks only? So who looks the best? Who's the hottest of the hot?
Yes, but let's start with who do we find the least hottest of the hot?
The least hottest of the hot is Orlok for me because he is baby.
Yeah. Orlok, he's baby.
He is baby.
He is baby.
I don't want to do the boning with Orlok. We're just based on looks.
We are in our 30s.
Yes.
And in this game, he is, what, 18?
I don't know how old he is, but he's not age appropriate for either of us. I think if I were to really choose based on looks only, it would be really, really hard for the other 4 because I find them all very, very attractive. Like all of them. Literally all of them. I would bone any of them. Well,
okay, so think of the ones that you would like place at the very top.
But that's really hard because I love tattoos, so Young.
Yeah.
I love the eye patch, so Gil.
You do have a weird eye patch fetish.
I love the calm, cool, collected, which is Dante.
Is he?
Oh, I mean, he acts that way. He's a mafia boss. He's gotta, show off his skills here.
I like him blushing.
And I love the flirty, sexy look that Nicola gives you. So I can't. It's hard. I can't. I want to bone all of them. They're wonderful.
Okay. So does that mean that I have to rank them?
Okay, just based on looks alone, for me, it would be Jan.
At the very top or above Orlok?
Above Orlok.
Okay, so you go Orlok, then Jan.
No, wait, I changed my mind.
Vika has changed her mind.
The tattoos are so sexy. Okay. Based on looks alone, it would be Jan. It just has to be.
Okay,
I can't
Orlok,
not.
then Jan.
No. Jan is the one I want to bone.
Okay, so then he's gone from number 4 to number 1.
I'm sorry, I can't.
So you've got Orlok. Who is after Orlok?
I don't know.
So we've got Orlok at the bottom, Jan at the top, and then everyone else is just in the middle.
Kind of, yeah.
You are unhelpful.
Sorry.
Okay. So I've got Orlok at the bottom as well because he is baby. Not because he's not cute, but he is baby. I do not want to bone him. Honestly, Jan is number 4 for me.
What? But the sexy arms and the tattoo and the long hair. Okay.
I'm just not as into I feel like it's his hair, actually. I feel like it's his hair. It didn't do it for me as much as some of the other characters did. And I think actually almost on the same level as Dante.
Wow.
Like, I think that they're both attractive.
Wow.
I'm not saying that they're not attractive, because everyone in this game is very attractive. But I feel like they are less attractive in looks only than some of the other LIs.
So Nicola and Gil are your top two then?
Nicola and Gil are my top two.
Who do you choose as the top? Ignoring personality.
Yeah.
Ignoring personality.
Okay, so, and here's the thing. Are we, and I have to decide, like, am I going to base this off of, like, the looks that I see in the game or on the CGs only? Because those are going to be two different answers.
Well, if it's based on CGs, I totally change my answer.
Yes. If it's based on CGs only, we are both going to choose
Nicola. Yes, he got the best CGs in this game. He got the sexiest CGs. I wanted to be Lily in all of his CGs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Like, it's made very... And the thing is, it's made very, very clear that both Gil and Nicola are very attractive to just about everyone. And I do. I think both of them are attractive. I think that their character designs are very attractive. I think in some ways I might be a little more into Nicola's character design than I am Gil's. I know that you really, really love the white suit. I'm less into the white suit. I'm worried about staining. And it gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I guess you're right. In terms of looks
but
and
wait,
clothes,
Nicola wears light colored clothes too.
He does, but he doesn't... I don't know how to explain. The vibe is so different.
Their vibes are extremely different, so it's really hard to compare the two of them. So yeah, they're my top two though.
Okay. I guess if that's the case, you have convinced me that Nicola is at the top.
So you're moving Jan down.
I'm so impressionable. No, actually, I think I still would want to. I would definitely bone Jan. Hands down would bone Jan. But also, Nicola's pretty up there. Like, I would choose him over Gil and Dante for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did move your stuff around a little bit.
I don't know who I would choose between Dante and Gil. I really love an eye patch, guys. I really love a good eye patch. So I guess Gil would be third for me.
Yeah.
But then that makes me feel really bad because I really love Dante. See, this is really hard. Ranking this is hard. This is a hard game to rank. Okay. It has been decided.
So remind me what your rankings are again.
Okay. Orlok's at the bottom because he's baby. And then sadly Dante because, he just pales in comparison to the other three apparently. Gil because of the eye patch. Nicola because sexy CGs. And Jan because hotness.
Okay.
He exudes hotness.
All right. And then I've got Orlok at the bottom because baby. And then Jan. And then Dante. And then Nicola and Gil, I'm really having a hard time with. It's going to depend on my mood. Like, what flavor am I in the mood for tonight?
What flavor? Ooh. Is it like a white chocolate, dark chocolate kind of thing? Or?
No.
So what Italian pastry would you choose for Gil, and what Italian pastry would you choose for Nicola?
Don't make me speak Italian. I refuse.
Okay, well, I would say for Gil, it has to be something with chocolate in it. Like, he gives me the chocolate vibes. And then for Nicola, it has to be something with cream in it.
Okay.
I have decided.
You have decided.
That is my idea. Why did I say that? Why am I thinking about this?
I don't know. It's fine.
I really love pastries. I think they're all so delicious.
Is this because I bought you a cinnamon roll for breakfast?
Maybe. It's possible.
We had a giant cinnamon roll for breakfast. It really was. It was like, I'm holding my hands out. You guys can't see me, but...
It was pretty gigantic.
It was like 4 times the size of a regular cinnamon roll. Yeah, Took us all day to eat it.
So anyways, after we're done talking about character design, which we are now done, let's go on to personality.
Personality. So the question we have...
This is my question.
Okay.
I made this question.
You did.
The question is, would I want to join this man at a cafe for a midday espresso?
That, I would love to go to a cafe for a midday espresso in Italy. Yes. That sounds wonderful.
Yes, I agree. And who would be the person you'd want to go with?
The most or the least?
The most. Let's start with the least.
The least. Jan.
It was automatic.
Do you want to have a midday espresso with Jan?
Okay, agree. I don't want to have a midday espresso with Jan. Agree. Way at the bottom. Way at the bottom.
Do not want.
Yeah. I feel like if I went to a cafe to have espresso with Gil, he would steal my espresso.
With Gil?
Yeah.
Oh, he did steal a bite of Lily's gelato.
Yeah. He'd be like, here, I bought this for you. And you'd be like, oh, yes, I love it. It's delicious. And he'd be like, can I have some? He's the boyfriend that eats your fries.
But he's also the boyfriend who would buy you more fries.
That's true.
So is that really that much of a problem?
That's not that much of a problem.
Okay, so we both agree Jan is at the bottom. Who is number 4?
Who's got a better personality than Jan? All of them. All of them have better personalities than Jan.
So I have my number 4.
Okay.
And it's not because I dislike him, but it's because I feel like it would be kind of awkward, because you know me, with people who I don't know very well, I tend to get kind of shy. I have a lot of social anxiety, and it can be hard for me to open up to somebody. So I feel like if Dante and I tried to go have an espresso together, we'd sit there silently and then leave. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. That could be a bit awkward. He'd be giving you, like, the stare down, and you'd also be giving him the stare down.
Well, I don't think we'd be looking at each other. I think we'd be looking at our espresso and not talking awkwardly, and then we'd just, like, politely say goodbye. And it's like, it's not because either of us are bad people. It's because both of us have social anxiety in those types of situations.
Okay. So in terms of personality, I guess at the very onset, Dante doesn't have much of one, because he's just putting on his face, you know? He's putting on his mafia boss face. So I guess I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say Orlok, but, like, I actually would want to go have coffee with Orlok.
I
Like,
think that
an
would be
espresso
so
with him would be fun.
I think he'd be super cute and super sweet and
super curious.
Yeah. Like, I do think that would be fun. I don't know if I would put him at number 3, though.
Who's above? Who? Oh, please no. No.
I think I'd put Nicola.
Oh, I knew it.
I think I'd put Nicola at number 3.
Yeah.
He's a little bit too much of a tease. And right off the bat, I think, that's, to me, that can be quite off-putting right off the bat. If a guy is like overly flirty and kind of a tease and overly friendly, I'm kind of like, what do you want? What are you trying to do? What's going on here?
Yeah. I don't agree, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We're having a discussion and we're telling our own rankings. And so far, mine would go like Jan and then Dante and then Nicola.
And then?
Well, you tell me your number 3 first.
Well, my number 3 has got to be Orlok then.
Okay, your number 3 is Orlok.
I definitely want to have espresso with both Gil and Nicola.
Okay, well...
They're my top 2.
Okay, well, my number 2 is going to be Orlok. My number 2 is going to be Orlok because I think he'd be really cute. I think he'd be really sweet. I think I would be able to relax around him. And so who's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is Gil. Why? Why am I feeling, like, terrible about it? Because he's husband. I think he's fun, but I think he's, like, I don't know. Sitting at a cafe, I feel like he'd just be too animated. And that's the kind of thing that makes me feel a little bit, like, uncomfortable. Like, when people are too, like...
Attention drawing.
Well, yeah, attention drawing. And, like, how Gil is, everyone knows him, and everyone loves him, and that's wonderful, but also... I don't like being the center of attention all the time. In some cases I do. But I think I would enjoy the conversation or the interaction with Nicola more. Like, in a partner, I think I'd want my attention or their attention to be on each other. And I feel like that would be the case with Nicola. So that's what I would put him as number 1.
Okay. So all of those reasons why you said that you didn't put Gil at number 1, a lot of those are the reasons why I put Gil at number 1. Because, neither of us like to particularly be the center of attention, which is obviously why we're broadcasting a podcast to the world. But you've met the person I'm dating.
Yeah, that's true.
In real life.
They're basically your social barrier.
Yes, they are much like Gil, attention drawing, and know a lot of people. But I can use that as a shield. Because the attention is on them, the attention is not on me. And if I am feeling socially anxious, it helps if there is someone around me that people will be paying attention to, especially if they are aware of the fact that I'm feeling socially anxious and know when they need to draw attention to themselves to help me feel more comfortable.
No, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. It's just that I guess we are two different types of not liking attention, because I do. There are some cases where I want to like be heard, right? And I like that aspect too. So I feel like Gil would be he would overpower me, I guess.
Okay. He would overpower you
in more ways than one.
This is not that type of podcast.
Okay. Next question. What is the next question? What are we ranking on, I guess, is the next question.
Okay. Adaptability, but specifically for life skills.
Right. Okay.
So the question is, if you moved this man to a different city, took his weapons, gave him a desk job, and said, okay, this is what you do now, how well would he acclimate?
I really wish Roberto was an Li.
He'd be fine. But he already does that. Vki, no. That's cheating. Okay. So if you moved this man to a different city, took his weapons, gave him a desk job, and said, okay, this is what you do now, how well would he acclimate? Do you want to start from the best to the worst, or start from the worst to the best again?
I think we should start from the best to the worst.
Okay. I honestly feel like it would... Actually, no. I was originally going to say that I felt like it would be a tie between two allies, but I think Dante.
I also think Dante.
Yeah. I think Dante...
I totally think Dante.
I think Dante would be like, cool! I don't have to deal with any of that anymore? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have to, like, let go of the whole, like, this is, like, I have to protect the family.
The purpose in life type thing.
Yeah, the purpose in life type thing. But I think once he got past that, he would be able to be calmer and more relaxed. And I mean, it's said a lot of times in the game that he is not necessarily well suited to being a mafia boss, because he's a very kind person at his core.
Yeah.
So I think given time, he would acclimate very well.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think it could be possible for Nicola to do it, but he, like, as you said in the game, like, the underboss does all the dirty work, right? Yeah. And he's very good at it. And I think it's more natural for him than it is for Dante. So going into a normal city and having no weapons and having a desk job seems like something up Dante's alley for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, also he looks really sexy in a suit. Just saying.
I mean, they all look really sexy in suits.
Yeah. So who's number 2 then?
I think number 2 is a tie for me.
Okay.
Between Nicola and Gil.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I think Gil comes out as number 2 for me, and then Nicola. Because, I don't know, I think there's just something in Nicola's personality that makes him, like, too...
Like, he's too used to the violent side?
Yeah, too sneaky, too, like, used to doing the bad things.
I mean, he could be a lawyer.
He could be a lawyer. That is true.
That's an insult to Oliver.
I guess I'm thinking more of, like, less of a lawyer type job, more of like a sitting at a desk all day and like doing paperwork, like an accountant or something. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So,
you know, in that case, I think number 2 would be Nicola and number 3 would be Gil.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes the difference for you?
I think Gil would get too antsy.
Oh, see, I feel more that way about Nicola than I do about Gil.
Gil will, like, stand up and leave in the middle of, like, doing paperwork, and Oliver gets mad at him quite a bit for that. He likes to be on his feet. He likes doing stuff. I mean, if it were like a sales job.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
He's good at interacting with people, and he always gets the job done regardless.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to sit still all day.
I just have a better image of him working with, like, paperwork than I do with Nicola. Like, you've seen Gil, like, deal with paperwork the whole...
Yeah. Nicola does too, though, because, I mean, when he was younger, when he was originally brought up before Dante was born, they thought that he was going to be the next boss. And so he was also basically in training to be the next boss before it was, like, announced that Dante was going to take over.
So, okay, you say Nicola and then Gil for third. I say Gil and then Nicola for third. But the bottom two are the hardest to decide. Because how do you choose between someone who naturally is just a murder machine and another person who is naturally just a murder machine?
So, I think it goes back to what they enjoy doing. So, for me, I think Orlok would be number 4.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think you could get that out of Jan.
No. I do think you can get it out of Orlok because Orlok does things because he's being told that they're right. He's being told that that's his mission, not because he wants to and not because he gets enjoyment out of it.
So if the church became a bank and he was required to do paperwork and that was right,
he'd probably have a very steep learning curve, but he'd try really hard.
He would try really hard, and he would do the shit out of that paperwork because it's right.
Yeah, he would. He'd do the best that he could do.
Now, if it were Jan, he
would murder everyone
and set the building on fire.
So, yeah, Jan is number 5.
Yeah, got it. Okay, perfect. Well, I agree. The only thing I disagree with are those two in the top 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think we have similar answers to that one. The other adaptability category that we're ranking on is survival skills. This one I'm not so sure of.
Yeah, so the question is, who would survive the longest if you dropped him on a deserted island?
Like, who's the most resourceful?
In that way.
Yeah.
Not like you don't have your contacts or connections around you. Sure, like, they can have a gun, one gun.
Really? You're gonna give him a gun?
It's a deserted island, and they have one gun with limited bullets.
I'm thinking more like if you drop them on a desert, like they shipwreck, right?
Yeah.
And then they don't have any equipment, and they just have to make do with what they have.
I mean, they could do that too. We can do that too.
Okay.
I think the answers are going to be really similar either way.
Yeah. So who's the most resourceful is really what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Who can adapt to being in that situation? So should we start from top to bottom?
Yeah, let's do top to bottom.
Who's
the top?
Who's the top? Well, I know who I would want to be on top.
Not that kind of podcast.
Okay, sorry, my bad. The most resourceful. Gosh, this is hard. I didn't think about this question before we started. Do you wanna start off?
Yeah, I think Jan.
You think he'd be the best at making sure that no one...
Considering his background...
I see.
Because he grew up in the gutter.
Hard knock life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he already has a lot of those skills built in. Mm-hmm. I mean, didn't he, like, punch a wolf at some point in the game?
The wolves in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think Jan would be number 1. Mm-hmm. I do think there is an extremely close second, though.
Let me see if I can figure out who would be the close second.
Yeah, for you. Who would be the close second for you?
Because I think Jan, I think I agree there. Who would be the most resourceful? Like, who knows the most about the world, I guess? Gil, maybe?
Who knows the most about a deserted island? Not a world. This is not a populated place.
Okay, who knows the most about a deserted island? I still think Gil.
Gil has a personal chef.
Never mind. Yeah, that's right, he can't cook. Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaving this to you.
Oh, okay. I think number 2 would be Orlok.
Really?
He's been trained to survive in a slew of different situations.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do think that they have to have trained him to survive in the wilderness for at least some extended period of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Orlok's at 2.
Yeah, Orlok's at 2.
Who's at 3?
Number 3, I think Nicola.
Because?
Because, oh gosh,
Like, what makes him different from Gil or
This
Dante?
is a minor spoiler. This is a minor spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, jump about 30 seconds from now. He's a World War I vet.
Oh, this is a huge spoiler for the second game.
No, it's not. You only find out in one little scene, and it's not in his route.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Agreed.
Agreed.
We have decided.
Okay, it has been decided, and no more spoilers at this point. I think we made that 30 seconds. I'm gonna double check, and if it's not, I will edit it so that it is.
Okay. Okay, so I'm down for Nicola being third.
Okay.
I definitely do not think that Dante deserves fourth place.
No, I think Dante would die very quickly.
I think he would die very quickly.
Because he grew up as... In some ways, he grew up kind of spoiled. Mm-hmm. Like not in the like my parents are really nice to you, but
they knew he was going to be a mafia boss.
Yeah.
So they gave him everything he needed. He had an education. He had literally everything brought to him on a plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Gil did not.
No, Gil, I agree. Gil did not. Gil did grow up, once again, a little bit of a hard knock life, but not as much as, per se, Jan. So I do think that he would survive for a little while, but there may be certain wilderness skills that he is lacking.
All right, so if you ever get stuck on a deserted island, make sure it's with Jan.
No, make sure it's with Orlok. Because Jan would just murder and eat you.
That's a good point. He'd become a cannibal. Ugh, this question makes me feel icky.
Good.
Can we do the next one?
Okay, fine. We will do the next one. The next question is best match for MC.
Best match for Lily.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Who is Lily's best man?
Lily's best is definitely Dante, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, hands down, it's Dante. They're a perfect fit for each other.
Okay, I want to hear all of yours.
Okay, so I have opinions on this. Dante would be number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, as a best fit for Lily, I think would be Gil.
Why?
Because, that's hard. Okay, so is it Gil or is it Nicola? Because I think both of those are good options for number two or number three. Let me think about that, and then I'll go to number four. Number four would be, in terms of personality, Orlok, and then Jan.
Okay, yeah. Jan is not good for her.
No, he's not good for her at all.
Yeah, and Orlok is baby.
Orlok is baby. She'd have to do a lot of the taking care of, I think, in that case, and she does. So it's not an even relationship. Mm-hmm. But for Gil and Nicola, that would be hard for me because I can see both being really good matches for her. Obviously not as good as Dante, but both really good.
Yeah, and also in the game, like, they're both good boyfriends to her. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I think about it that way...
Nicola gets his head out of his ass anyways.
Yeah, I think then Gil over Nicola.
Gil over Nicola. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you...
Because I know Gil wouldn't play mind games with her.
No,
and
not
Nicola
at all.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yours is Dante number one, then Gil, then Nicola, then Orlok, then Jan.
Yep. What do you think?
I think that Lily is a very smart and resourceful and, like, stubborn and just wonderful young woman who could do a lot with her life if she just left.
Is this a cop-out?
It is not a cop-out. I am telling you my honest opinions. I think Lily should leave these men behind and go forage her own way.
Lily should leave Berlone, go somewhere else in Italy, and live your best life.
Yes, I do think that. I think that she has enough going on that she can definitely live without any of these men easily.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think being the wife of a mafia boss or being the wife of a church apostle is going to be difficult.
Yeah. That
is a difficult life.
And it's really interesting. In the sequel, you see her doing, like, more cool stuff. Mm-hmm. And it just really shows that she's a really amazing young woman who has a lot of potential. So I think that if she decides to be with one of them, then they should count their lucky stars.
Because she'd be better off without them. That is what you're saying.
I mean,
so no match is the best match.
Less likely to get shot. Yeah. Less likely to get stabbed.
Totally. Less likely to be in danger.
Less likely to be trafficked to a different country.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. So I was thinking in terms of personality and like being on par in a relationship. But if you're thinking about the entire lifestyle, yeah, no match is the best match. Lily, get out of Berlone.
Like, as much as I love most of these characters, which I do, like, I think this is a great game. I think most of the LIs are absolutely amazing. But I, if this were real life, like, I would leave.
Yes. Yes, because you would be dead, likely. 90% of the time, you would have a chance of dying.
I mean, you know how many bad ends this game has.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 per route.
It's bad. Even the good can also somewhat be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. No match is the best match. I agree. That's great in terms of lifestyle. I still think, in terms of personality, Dante and Lily are a best match.
Okay, so fine. You just believe in fate, sure.
Yes. Yes, in fact, I do believe in fate. Thank you very much.
Well, good for you.
Okay.
I don't.
We have differing opinions on this.
We do, because we're different people.
That we are. So different.
So different.
The two of us.
So different.
And yet so similar, because we both love obsessing over Otome games.
It's wonderful.
Okay, last ranking.
Best at the overall job. Now, what is the overall job we chose?
Okay, so in Color Times Malice, for our rankings, we chose best at being a detective.
Overall.
Because we were like, okay, detective seems like the best bet. Even if you're a police officer, you have some detective skills. In this game, we were gonna do best at running a mafia org, but Orlok isn't in the mafia, so we had to change the question.
Yeah, so best at the overall job, in fact, is who is the best at murdering people?
Who is the best murderer? I mean, people get paid to murder other people.
Yeah, they do.
It is a job. It's not a good one.
No, it's So who's the best at... Okay, should we do...
And they probably don't pay taxes.
Should we do, like, least best at murdering people? Did I say that right?
I guess so. Worst. Worst is the word you're looking for. The worst at murdering people. That's really hard because everyone in this game is pretty good at being a killer.
Yeah.
I think the worst, maybe, the person who would find it the hardest to murder someone is a toss-up for me.
Yeah.
So if you take Orlok's purpose away, if you don't give him, basically you say, like, okay, well, you don't have this goal of protecting Lily at any cost, then it would be hard for him to murder people. He doesn't want to be a bad guy.
That is true. And I'm not going to say anything else because I know what happens in the sequel.
Yes. So that would be kind of like my worst. But also, I don't think Dante has any joy in killing people either. So it would be hard for me to decide who's at the bottom.
Yeah. And see, I would say Dante's definitely at the bottom for me.
Okay.
Because you do see him hesitate.
You do.
In the game.
Yeah, you do.
And you don't really see Orlok hesitate.
Okay.
The only time you see Orlok hesitate is when it comes to Lily.
Yeah.
But Dante will hesitate when it comes to other people too. And it's something that he internally struggles with a lot, and that's made very, very clear throughout the game.
Yeah. There are times when Orlok tells Lily that he doesn't like doing that.
Yeah.
So it's very clear that, like, those are things that Orlok and Dante don't necessarily enjoy doing.
So they're both murderers who don't want to be murdering people.
Exactly.
That's a good point. I still think Dante is at the bottom for me, and then Orlok's number 4.
Okay, so I flip those then. I put Orlok at the bottom, and then I put Dante above him. So 3, 2, and 1. We have Gil, Nicola, and Jan.
I've got a tie for 3 and 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we already know who 1 is then.
Yeah.
Want to say it on 3?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Jan! Jan is the best at murdering people.
Yeah, when he's bored, he goes out and murders people, and it makes him unbored, and that's what he does. So
yes.
he's best at murdering people. Good
Hands
job,
down.
Yun.
Good job, Yun. We didn't spend much time talking about the first one, but let's talk about 2 and 3.
Yeah. I mean, 2 and 3 for me is actually different reasoning.
But they're a tie.
Yeah, they're a tie. I mean, with Nicola, I feel like it's easier for him because he feels like he's taking the burden off of Dante. And he wants to do that.
Yes.
He wants to take the burden off of Dante. He wants to support Dante and make Dante's life easier. And then with Gil has fought and clawed his way up to where he is, and he will protect his position and his organization at all costs.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of similar reasoning, but like different ways of getting there.
Okay. So here's why I would put Nicola at number 2 and Gil at number 3. Like, definitively.
Yeah.
In terms of skill, I think it's easier to kill someone by kind of like going through the back route and ensuring that your plot goes well, as opposed to shooting a missile launcher at them. That is the reason why.
Okay, I didn't even take that into consideration.
Like, the chance of killing someone with a missile launcher is probably pretty high, but you're gonna run out of missiles.
You know, he also has a machine gun.
I just think in terms of skill, Nicola has more skill. Gil has more firepower, sure.
He likes guns a lot.
But I think in terms of getting the job done, Nicola would do much better.
Okay, fine. Okay, I get it. I get your reasoning. I can't disagree with it.
Okay, well, there you go.
So, what did you guys think about these rankings?
Yes.
We talked about a lot of really interesting stuff.
We did. I think that what was the most interesting question? I think the most interesting one for me was life skills, the life skills one, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, if they moved to a different city, you took his weapons, and you gave him a desk job, how well would he acclimate? Who would you choose? That's what I would say was, like, the most interesting one.
Yeah, I agree. So we're actually gonna ask you guys this question now. We're going to put this on Twitter today, January 23rd at 1 p.m. PST. I will pin it to the top of our Twitter page. Go ahead, please give us your rankings for the LIs of Piofiore. If you moved this man to a different city, took his weapons, gave him a desk job, and said, okay, this is what you do now, how well will he acclimate?
Yes. We want to know why.
Really excited to see what everyone else thinks.
And you can't say Roberto. It's a cop-out.
Roberto's not on this list.
Well, anyways, as always, if you like what you hear and would like to support us, we have a Buy Me a Coffee account where you can donate to us keeping the podcast going.
We also have Twitter and Instagram where you can stay updated on what we're up to and other cool Otome-related stuff.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Bye!